Hey guys, Jarrell here, back with more reactions to The 100. We're on to episode 5 of season 6. Now then, before we start, I'd just like to say any statements I make, any review and reaction that I do is purely my own opinion. That's all it is. That's why you guys are watching it. You want to see what I think of it and how I respond to it. But I know I'm going to get a lot of flack here because so far this season is not capturing me at all. It's predictable. It seems to have been written by completely new writers, which we know has kind of happened because most of them did jump ship at the end of season 5. I was talking to a few of my viewers and patrons on Discord and giving my theory as to what I think is going to happen next, where I can see this is probably going to go, because I was trying to prove my point as to why it's so predictable. So if you want to see that conversation, it's over in my Discord in the 100 chat. I was basically just pointing out some things where I think the writers will go with this, because it seems to be written on your face. Here goes. I see there being a storyline coming up where we've not had Murphy being Murphy for quite some time, proving that he's still the bad guy. And I see something coming up fairly soon where he's going to do something, take some action that makes everyone hate him, pretty much, again, without using foul language. I see that coming up. The Octavia thing is getting tired and overused, repetitive and boring now. And it's not fair to do that to the Octavia character, I believe. But I see there being some sort of miraculous turnaround or generic storyline where something's going to happen and she is going to be looking at facing her demons and battling her inner self and then asking for some sort of forgiveness. It's either going to be that, or I think they're probably going to kill Octavia's character off completely. That's my 2 cents. Now, as regards Clarke, we've just found out in the last episode, Clarke is no more. She's dead. No, she's not dead. There's no way she's dead. If the writers were to kill off Clarke in this season, the show ratings would plummet so much the show would be over. So I know she's not dead. I don't know how they're going to bring her back, but I see there being something coming up now that somehow her mind has survived, even though she's meant to have just been removed or wiped or erased or whatever it is you call. And there's going to be probably quite a big portion of an episode, maybe even a full episode, where it's going to be us seeing Clarke battle to regain her own mind, and it's going to be shown on the show as some sort of visual representation of what her mind looks like and how she's going to face her own demons. I see that sort of story coming. I don't know whether it's going to be yet, whether it's further down the line. I've outlined about 8 or 9 different points in my Discord as to where I think this is going. Now, if I am 30 or 40% accurate with this, my point's proven. Anyway, that's enough of a ramble. Where we are up to right now is Clarke has just gone. A lot of the rest of them are still arguing amongst themselves. We have now found out exactly what is going on with these primes. I knew when this, what was it, naming day they call it? This ascension, naming day of the girl that Jordan has fell for, I knew she was going to come back and it wasn't going to be her. So they are basically bringing people back from the dead who are primes. Clearly it's only the primes, no one else, because they're royal blood. Don't even get me started on that. I mean, basically what they've done is they've found a solution to eternal life, to immortality, to being omnipotent, whatever it is you want to call it, which is why they're hell-bent on protecting it. Right, that's enough of a rant. That was where we're up to so far with episode 4. I absolutely guarantee you I have not watched any more of this season, so let's see if any of my theories come to pass. This is episode 5.
There's a rumor that you and your family were running away when you went up to the Earthship.
That's ridiculous. Why would we run away? You would take the word of a stranger over me? What's the matter, Lily? You don't recognize your best friend?
They speak in Chinese.
And show Huaning. So am I. Yours was the last face I saw before I fell. How many of them are hosts?
We don't know.
That's what you're going to find out. They know Gabriel Target's host, so of course they said they had none.
Maybe they were telling the truth.
All 13 of us had the blood when we landed. Odds are there are more like Clarke.
Did this Ferrari I'm wearing consent to giving up her body?
We brought you back because
Nope.
we love you. It was now or maybe never.
They don't know what we are, Josie. And for now, we have to keep it that way.
Why?
Oh, they're
What
gonna
we
find
are is
out.
spectacular.
They won't understand. They'll run. And we can't let that happen.
Something happened in that reliquary. It's like she doesn't even know me.
She doesn't.
She'll come around.
Yeah, that and like, maybe don't get flowers for a one-night stand.
Mother's not here, maybe we should...
Relax. I played Vladimir in Godot twice. How hard can Clarke be?
You've no idea.
Maddie, good morning.
Can I please go to school today?
I don't see why not.
That's a mistake.
We talked about this. And then be like, Morambari Gavin Kiko on him level, quiero kamay. Kasi kami la rea. Oh, I mean like, quiero kumfaya slice.
You don't know what she's saying, do you?
Everything okay?
Our little girl became one with the primes. You were there. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
She's acting like she doesn't even know me. That's what's wrong.
Your child. I miss her too.
I'm sure whatever happened between you and Priya, but
Delilah. It happened between me and Delilah.
Did you? He let us through so we'd have to go on foot. So we're doing what he wants? It's that or he gets away and I don't get his leader, my baby doesn't get it as sinker.
That floor's moving. Oh shit, it's like quicksand.
Call it your crucible. The harder you fight, the faster you die.
Kane's kidneys have failed. He'll need full hemodialysis for starters. You know that.
Now, if there's one person who will know it's not
He's got
Clarke,
abdominal bleeding.
it'll be
How are you
Abby.
gonna do that?
Propaganda on a eugenics project. Purifying of the bloodline. And you thought what we did in Becca's lab was bad? I mean, that woman was a monster. Or a visionary? The fiber of this leaf can double as a surgical mesh. I mean, the stomata is large enough that the wound would be able to breathe. What? Why are you writing with your right hand? Clarke, are you
She's
feeling okay?
left-handed.
Here.
Oh, fuck
The
God's
land
sake.
India Robolacera. What? Well, if you can't do dialysis, this guy metabolizes urea and creatine. That's really good. That's good. Go get Jackson, please.
Another diversion missed. There he is. Oh.
Just go inside, Josie.
Oh no, that's Bellamy Murphy.
That Murphy is kind of cute.
You gotta be kidding me.
what the hell are you doing?
What you would have done, the youth
Investigate.
prime fire anyway.
Mm,
Art
yeah.
I ever had. That was my favorite Bellamy.
Yeah, what happened to all of you?
They're all commanders.
No.
Oh, the symbol was on the flag.
Well, it's all coming together, isn't it? Now can we please go?
The ones in the front row must be the original Legis team.
That door
There's 12 of
opens.
them. Becca created the flame after Apocalypse 1. She obviously provided the tech to Legis 3 before that.
They must have
That
done.
means that...
They're not commanders.
Right.
No.
So what the hell are they?
Let's find out.
Eureka, try that.
Here we go again. If I'm right, the reason all previous metapsychosis trials have failed is because the host's neuroanatomy is not developed enough to support the file size of a mature human mind. For God's sake, give her a sedative! You can't. Full consciousness is crucial, you know that.
Bastards.
If this works, I'll find a better way and easier way, okay? I promise.
They just killed that girl.
I think they did.
Did we just watch someone die?
Heart rate and breathing normal. Lower brain function still intact. The body's ready.
Oh look. A chip.
She's waking up. Josephine, can you hear me? Sanctum is mine. Josie, no, it's okay.
Yeah, she's freaking out. We just brought her back from the dead. How the hell have they done this?
What happened to your face?
You got old.
I got old.
Yeah.
You reverse engineered them to upload our entire minds. That's brilliant. You look like Grandpa.
She should hate you.
Once the adult host consciousness is gone, the mind, stored in the drive, uploads with ease. Now, we still have
And you
loads
just
of
replace
tests to
them.
run, but so far, Josie's consciousness, herself, appears to be whole. In other
Yeah.
Murdered Delilah.
It's not murder if they go willingly.
Yes, it is.
Did that girl look willing to you?
Clarke, and again, Clarke, come on.
You're okay with this?
Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you
I
did.
don't think they pose a threat to us, that's all.
They pose a threat to you. You're a Nightblood. And based on what we just saw, I'm thinking that's the only reason they let us stay.
I have to get her before they find out what
They're
she
gonna
is.
want Maddie.
You know that the more you struggle, the deeper you sink, and you can't help it. He's not getting away. He's studying us from the trees. I need to know.
What do you
Do
do?
you want to die?
She's
Just say the word, I'll
suicidal.
put you out of our misery.
You think you can scare me?
No.
Do it.
I've been there.
I bet she has.
Self-inflicted. I see you failed at that too. Okay, you're trying my patience, so I'm only going to say this once. As long as you draw breath, you can turn it around.
Some of your people have blood alteration. How many? Did they have mind drives as well?
No. And I'm not telling you jack
Don't
shit.
tell him anything. The minute you do, he'll leave us here and die.
Suit yourself, but I can guarantee you, I can wait longer than you.
To risk meeting like this? What's wrong?
They got into the lab. They know everything.
Yep.
But that doesn't matter now because my host wasn't the only Nightblood.
Nightblood?
That's what they call it. It's pretty cool, huh?
That's what you are.
Anyway, they have more.
How many more?
I don't know. At least one. But there are bound to be others. I want to sleep in my own bed, wear my own clothes.
And you will. Right after you find out exactly how many of these so-called Nightbloods they have.
Build our own compound. We'll not last out there on our own. But seriously, how many eclipses? How many storms? How many terrorist attacks?
I agree with John.
You don't call
I
him
don't
John.
like who they are
Sit.
either, but we need them to survive.
You know I judge myself every day. You want to know the difference between us and them? I see their face there. Come carry on. I don't rip clean on a flashbar.
I translate that.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that last phrase? Sounds like flashback means flashback. So is it dream?
3, 2, 1.
Who are you?
Oh, for God's sakes, tell him!
No. The hell's that?
What the hell is that?
A temporal flare!
Looks like a UFO landing.
Save your baby! I'll be back for
Whoa, it's crystallized everything. Oh.
Octavia! Octavia!
That was close. Oh. What's happened to her hand?
That's it. Fill in the blanks, John.
Yeah. It's taking you all a long time.
Second time you've called me.
Okay, before you freak out,
There you go.
raise your voice. I have a question for you.
You're not Clarke.
Clarke's dead. My parents killed her and brought me back. My question
That's the
is,
response you should have.
How would you like to be immortal too?
I'm listening.
Alright, that was episode 5. I am happy to announce that that was a better episode. There's still large holes in this season that I am continuing to complain about. I know, because it's completely wrong, it doesn't fit, it makes no sense. It's the writers expecting you to just watch the storyline and forget everything in the background. But I digress. I will put it to one side. Even though we've got castles and sofas and paving stones and all of this stuff that couldn't possibly have been manufactured unless you're showing me some sort of industrial revolution that you lot have had here, and there's factories and companies mass producing all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, there's lots of stuff in this. It's not supposed to be there. Right. Rant over. What did I say at the start of this episode? I didn't say all of my theories were going to be right. I didn't say when they were going to happen in the season. But one of them so far, by the looks of things, has just come to pass. I said Murphy would go back to his old ways and be the bad guy and just be looking out for himself and not care what happens to everyone else. I didn't know how they were going to do it. They've just done it. Because he should have done what he did and jump up away from the table there and go and inform everyone. She's just offered him immortality and he's gone, I'm listening. That's Murphy, okay? And if he carries on with this now and he's going to keep his mouth shut, that is traditional Murphy taking care of himself above everyone else and sticking to his character. Unlike what every other person other than maybe Abby did in this episode. Why did it take Bellamy the whole episode to finally realise it wasn't Clarke, to the point where she was ready to jab him with that thing and paralyse him? There were numerous times that, because obviously this girl has not, what's her name, Josephine, has no clue about Clarke or her life. She's obviously quite an intelligent girl, so she's the original girl that we saw 236 years ago who got butchered by her father, who's now the guy in charge. I've put all the pieces together. So she was a geneticist, so she's not stupid, she's just plain ditzy when it suits her. But she doesn't have all the pieces to play Clarke, so she is using what anybody who in effect is a body snatcher and not the person they appear to be. Diversionary tactics. As soon as someone's about to question what you've either just said or done, you divert them, you change the subject, you bring up something that's more important than what they've just picked up on. And she expertly did it. I must admit, 3 or 4 times she did it with Jordan, she did it with she did it with Bellamy, she did it with Murphy, and she did it with a mum, especially a mum. She diverted her mum's focus because Abby's focus right now is Kane and nothing else. She's totally 100% focused on that, and she's just shown and proved that and why. So she shifted the conversation, even though that was a massive giveaway that she picked a book up and started writing with the right hand. If you know someone is left-handed and always has been, that's a dead giveaway. But she let it past. But I don't forgive Bellamy for not seeing it, because all the comments that she came out with were completely out of character, and he just let it go, until it was literally staring him in the face, and she actually had to tell him. God damn it, Bellamy, what are you playing at, man? These people, the whole time we've watched this series, all of these people in particular, the main characters, have always been suspicious of anything and everyone in every situation because of where all this started and how it started, and the fact that they've had to learn by instincts, thinking on their feet, because at every turn there has been something or someone trying to kill them. Why you missed that, I don't know. Jordan, on the other hand, kudos to Jordan, because he has taken right over where Monty would have been and was like, I'm having none of this, something's not right here, none of you are listening to me, even though I've just told you that that's no longer the girl I was in bed with 2 days ago, and you're not listening to me, you just think she's dumped me, because you're brainwashing yourself into trying to leave your past behind, which is the right thing to do. But you're putting rose-tinted glasses on and thinking that everything here is okay. It's a little weird, but we've got to play along. Oh, we're going to be kicked off this planet, moon, whatever, and we're going to have nowhere to go. And they're just letting things slip, whereas before they'd have been extremely investigative on making sure that what's in front of them is what it appears to be. I don't forgive any of them for that, and I don't know whether that's because of everything they've been through, or bad right. It could be 50-50. But this is the season we've got. This is what we have to put up with. We have to shove all of the stupid writer CW let's tone things down a bit way of doing things, because let's face it, all the rest of the CW shows out there are garbage. This is the only decent one, and I think they've said, you know, we need to calm it down a bit, we need to tone it down a bit, make it less gritty, make it more sci-fi, more teen relevant, and they've put all these stupid things in it that don't need to be in it. I don't want to continue on ranting on a show that I've done nothing but praise since day one. I've got to admit, I kind of quite like the ruthlessness of Josephine from what I've seen of her so far, and especially because she does seem to have that intelligence that goes with it. I just don't understand how she's still so close to her father. But maybe she has just forgiven him because she's intelligent enough to know it wasn't his doing and it wasn't in his right mind what happened way back when they first landed here. Maybe that's why. But we did get to see the exact procedure in this episode as to how all of this came about. So they were all primes, they were all Nightbloods, we call them Nightbloods, and they were all sent on this Allegiance mission, and it was all Becca's tech that they arrived with. All of that happened, and then they spent 20-30 years trying to figure out how to bring them all back. And he figured it out, and it's using these chips, it's using her technology, and it is basically wiping people to be able to bring them back. But in effect, you have created immortality. And to soften the blow to the rest of the people, you have come up with this illusion of religion and cult and leadership and fellowship. And for them to blindly believe that them sacrificing themselves is for the greater good. I wondered why there was all this religious aspect to it, because it doesn't make any sense. The one thing that I still don't like is this hallowed be her name, hallowed be his name. That is terminology used worldwide towards praying towards a deity or a god. These people aren't deities, they aren't gods. They've figured out immortality through technology, and they believe themselves to be royal. That'd be one thing, but you wouldn't speak to a royal like that. You wouldn't pray to a royal. You wouldn't call hallowed be their name. You'd only do that to an actual god. But that is what they've done here. They have turned the rest of their red-blooded population into believing that they are gods, but the royal at the same time, so they command everything. They have everything, you have nothing. And we do know from back on Earth, there was only a commander born every so often, there was only a Nightblood born every so often. You know, a Nightblood and a Redblood can have a kid and it not be one. Two red-blooded people can have a child and it not be a Nightblood. It's just a genetic, it's nature's genetic choice and pick as to when it happens. What did she say? It was like 18 years or something since the last one. So when they get them, they're of extreme importance to them because they need that body. But it showed us that they have to wait till they're 22, is it? 21? 22? For their mind to be developed enough for it to be able to accept the data transfer. That I quite like. I like how they've done that because that is very similar to Abby's technology, but turned inside out and reversed. Rather than going into a virtual world, you're bringing that data into the real world and putting it into a host. So I like that idea. I just don't like this stupid Smurf Town Castle stuff that's in this episode. Thankfully, we didn't get any more nightclub scenes because that really annoyed me. And I've been informed by people that everyone loved that nightclub scene. Why? Why, when it doesn't fit and it has no business being in there? But it's just my opinion. It's not yours. It doesn't fit for me. And how the whole town's been created, where it is, everything that they have, from leather sofas, well no, they weren't leather, they were just normal plush sofas, to motorbikes, to paving stones, to erection of castles, not that kind. All that's just, it's like it was already there. When we were back on Earth, anything that was there was from our world, where we had all of this. It'd be like them, I mean, I get they've got music because they'll have brought things with them, whether they're versions of a digital storage device, an iPod or MP3 player, whatever it is. But it'd be like them whacking out a record player and a vinyl. You'd be like, and how have you made that? Anyway, getting back to the focus of it, I'm sorry if this is a long-winded video, guys, but I have more to say on this season than I've had previously, because for the first 5 seasons I could just focus on the story because everything else around it fitted, matched, worked. Because this doesn't, I'm having to tell both sides. But the further we go on, the less I'm going to do it. I'm just going to try and focus on the storyline because all of this other stuff's not going to go away because it's already there. Thankfully, there was only 1 or 2 scenes in that were in the pitch black that didn't seem to matter too much. But what's just happened to Octavia? That thing, that flare, he said temporal flare. Now a temporal flare suggests time travel. Otherwise it's not temporal, it's just a normal flare. Or a solar flare, or whatever. He said, I'm sure he said temporal flare. If he didn't, and I'm wrong and I'm mistaken, I apologise. But anyway, that's not really the point of what I'm mentioning it for. When it hit the ground, it completely crystallised everything. And just like going from sand to glass. To save herself from suffocating from it, she literally put herself under. And then Dios has had to smash through to be able to save her. But it looks like there's something's not quite right. I'm sure we'll find out more at some point as to what exactly has happened to her going under there and whether it's had some sort of adverse effect on her. But it has proven one thing. She put a gun to her head and we knew she'd put her head right to the end of the muzzle and go, do it. She's suicidal, but she's a paradox of her own. She's suicidal, but she doesn't want to die. She wants forgiveness. She wants to start again. She wants all of it to be gone and Blood Rainer to be gone. I think she wants away from all of that. And there's something coming in this show that will enable that. I just don't know what. Don't know what yet. Right. I did expect us to see some sort of visual representation of Clarke's mind, but we didn't get anything in that episode or anything as to whether she's dead or whether she's not dead, because I don't believe she's dead. So I was expecting this episode for it to show she's not dead and us to show her in her inner mind or thoughts or something. I will hold off on that because I think it's coming, because there's no way Clarke's dead. If Clarke's dead, I'll hold my hand up and I will say I was wrong, but we're only 5 episodes into the season, so we'll give it time. Mainly because, unfortunately, because of the world today and the internet, I know Clarke can't possibly be dead because I know she's in season 7. Not that I could have seen that. So I know she's not dead. It's unfortunately, it's like the age-old TV that we used to have in the 80s and the 90s, where whatever happened to your characters, you knew they weren't going to die because they were in it next week. unless you'd seen on the news or a paper that they'd quit the show, so you knew they were going to kill him off. But I've purposely not looked up anything about the 100. I don't look up anything about it on social media. Anything that pops up on a feed or anything anywhere, I blank it because of spoilers. I don't want spoilers. The one spoiler that unfortunately I know I'm going to have is, I've heard through the grapevine by some idiots who went and said something that Bellamy may not be in it a lot in season 7, but Clarke's still in it. Hence why I know something's coming with Clarke. Anyway, this is over an hour video. I need to shut up, guys. Right, okay. This full-length version will be available over on Patreon, as always. If you want to make sure you can get a hold of that, you can use the link in the description. Go over to Patreon and you can watch it there. Also, don't forget, guys, please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and that way you can have notifications as when the next episode is available. Right, I'm sorry for the long rant. I'll see you for episode 6. Take care.